Good morning, students. So, today we are going to start our second term portion. So, first chapter for second term portion is respiration in living beings. That is your chapter number 9. So, in this chapter, we will learn about breathing and respiration, respiratory system, respiration, and respiration in plants. So my dear students, all the living organism on this earth, whether it might be a plant, whether it might be a human being, whether it might be a insect, starting from a microbes to a big elephant, to a big tree, to a baby plant, all organisms breathe. What is a breathing? Breathing is taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide. We always consider taking in oxygen and taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide is respiration, but no. The process of taking in oxygen from the surrounding air, the process of taking in oxygen from the surrounding air and giving out carbon dioxide is known as breathing. What does the breathing do? Breathing provide us with oxygen rich air. Breathing provide us with oxygen rich air, and this oxygen help us to give energy. What does this breathing do? Breathing gives us oxygen, and this oxygen helps in the producing of energy. Now we will just see the difference between a breathing and a respiration. What is a breathing and what is a respiration? So both breathing and respiration are two different processes. First of all, breathing we already discussed. What is a breathing? Breathing is a process of inhaling oxygen rich air, that is taking in oxygen rich air and removing carbon dioxide from the body. What is a breathing? Breathing is a process of taking in oxygen rich air from the surrounding and giving out carbon dioxide from the body. Next, what is a respiration? Respiration is the process of breakdown of food to release energy with the help of oxygen. So what is a bookish language? We can see the definition of respiration. Respiration is the process by which oxygen is used to break down food to release energy. The food is broken down into simpler forms to release energy, and in this releasing of energy, which gas is used? Oxygen is used for releasing of energy. So the complete process is known as respiration. So my dear students, breathing involves two processes. First one is inhalation, second one is exhalation. So taking in oxygen inside the body from the surrounding. Taking in oxygen in the body from the surrounding is known as inhalation. This oxygen is used to release energy from digested food within our body. This oxygen is used to release energy from digested food within our body, and the chemical process that occur is called respiration. And the chemical process that occur is called a respiration. Next, when respiration gets completed, water and carbon dioxide are produced. When respiration gets completed, water and carbon dioxides are produced as a result of respiration or this chemical reaction. And these both are removed out from our body. These carbon dioxide and water are removed out of our body through the process called exhalation. So have you got the difference between inhalation and exhalation? What is an inhalation? Inhalation is a process of taking in oxygen from the surrounding air. What is exhalation? Exhalation is removing the carbon dioxide from the body. Next, we are going to see some of the difference between breathing and respiration. So what is a breathing? Breathing is a physical process involving inhalation and exhalation. So just simple process of taking in oxygen and giving out carbon dioxide is inhalation, is breathing. Whereas respiration? Respiration is a chemical process in which food is broken down to produce energy. Next, breathing. Breathing requires no energy, whereas breathing does not produce any energy, not required. Breathing does not produce any energy, whereas respiration produces energy. No enzymes and catalysts are involved in this process. What it means of enzymes and catalysts? So these are some of the digestive juices which are required for the digestion process. What are enzymes and catalysts? Enzymes and catalysts are the digestive juices which are required for the digestion process. Whereas in respiration, enzymes and catalysts are both involved. Breathing occurs outside the cell body, whereas respiration occurs inside the cell body. Okay. Now we will see about the respiratory system in human beings and in various organisms. So before knowing about the respiratory systems of various organisms, let us see what is a respiratory system. What is the definition of respiratory system? So respiratory system is a set of organs that are involved in the exchange of gases. So all the group of organs which are involved in the exchange of gases, all the group of organs which are involved in the exchange of gases is called a respiratory system. In some organism it is very simple, and in some organism it is very complex. So different organism, according to their body structure, they have various different types of respiratory system. So what is a respiratory system? Respiratory system is a set of organs that are involved in the exchange of gases. Now we will see the respiratory system of various unicellular and multicellular organisms. So unicellular organisms such like amoeba and paramecium, amoeba and this euglena, which are made up of single cells, take up and release air directly from their body and surroundings by the simple process of diffusion. They take in oxygen from the surrounding and release carbon dioxide through their single cell, and the process through which they do this is known as diffusion. So the process by which the unicellular organism take up and release air from their surroundings is known as diffusion. Unicellular organism does not have any special organ for the exchange of gases. Unicellular organism does not have any special organs for exchange of gases, whereas multicellular organism, what is multicellular organism? Multicellular organism are the organisms which are made up of more than one cell. Multicellular organisms are the organisms which are made up of more than one cell. So these multicellular organisms have a special organ for taking and releasing the gases. Multicellular organism, different multicellular organism have different organs for the taking and releasing of the air in their body. So we will look about some of the animals and the process of respiration in them. So some of the method through which multicellular organism breathe are: first, moist skin. So some of the animal like earthworm and leeches breathe through their moist skin. Moist means little bit watery, slippery, contains water. So some animals such as earthworm and leeches breathe through their moist skin. Also some of the amphibians which are the organism are amphibians. Amphibians are the organism which live on both land and water. So some amphibians like frog, newts and salamanders respire through their moist skin when in water. So you can see, I'm going to just show. Frogs, animals such as frogs have small animal like such as frog have they have the moist skin in their body which helps to breathe. Next we will talk about spiracles. So what are the spiracles? The spiracles are the tiny holes. So some insects have holes along the length of their bodies. Some insects have their holes inside their body which are called spiracles. Some insects have tiny holes in their body which are called spiracles through which air enters in their body. And this air reaches into their a tube like structure. From the spiracles, this air reaches into the tube-like structure. This tube-like structure is called the tracheal tube. Which is present inside the body. This tracheal tube helps to transport air within the body. Inside the body, oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released back through the spiracles. So inside the body, oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is released through the body. So what does the insects have? Insects have tiny holes in their body called spiracles. These spiracles take the gases from the surrounding, and they send this gases into a tube-like structure which is called tracheal tube. This tracheal tube sends the air inside the body, from where the body absorbs the oxygen and releases the carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide is sent back to the environment through these spiracles. Next, we have already seen in our smaller classes, that is junior classes, about the fish. So all are familiar that how the fish breathe. Fish breathe through its gills. So fishes and other aquatic animals have a special organ called gills. Gills are present within the thin slits in the skin of both the side of eye of the fish body behind the eyes. So you can see this is gills. You can see this is gills in the fish, and they are present just behind the eyes. Each gills contains a large number of filament-like structure. These filaments are richly supplied with blood from the blood vessels called capillary. So each gills contain a large number of filaments, and these filaments are supplied with blood from the blood vessels called capillary. So as a fish breathes through its mouth, the water passes over through its gills. So when the fish breathes, the water passes through its gills and move from the blood capillaries. So what happens? These blood capillaries absorbs the oxygen from the water. This blood capillaries absorbs the oxygen from its water, and this oxygen is transported into the blood to all parts of the fish body. So when the fish breathes through its mouth, the water enters its mouth, and when the water enters the mouth, it passes through the blood capillaries. And what does this blood capillaries do? This blood capillaries absorbs the oxygen. And when this blood capillary absorbs the oxygen from water, the oxygen is transported to all parts of the fish body. And carbon dioxide is also diffused in the outgoing water. And when the water is released back from the mouth, the carbon dioxide is diffused in the water. Some of the baby frogs called tadpoles also breathe through gills. the small baby frogs, which are called tadpoles, they breathe through their gills. They breathe through their gills. They breathe through skin and lungs when they grew up to become frogs. So the small baby frogs breathe through that which are called tadpoles, breathe through the gills, and when they grow into adult, they breathe through their skin and lungs. So the baby frog breathe through gills, whereas when they grow up, they breathe through skin and lungs. Now we will talk about lungs. So lungs in higher animals such as amphibians, reptiles, birds and mammals. Amphibians, like higher animals, have such as amphibians, reptiles, birds, mammals, human beings have a special structure, has special organs for breathing called the lungs. Higher animals such as amphibians, reptiles, birds and animals have a special organ for breathing called the lungs. These are the pair of spongy sac-like structure present in the chest region of the body. So all the mammals and all the bigger higher organisms have lungs for breathing, which is present in the chest, under the chest. Oxygen rich air reaches the lung through the nose. Oxygen rich air reaches the lung through the nose, whereas the oxygen is absorbed and carbon dioxide is given into the air through the nose. So oxygen rich air is taken with the help of nose, and carbon dioxide is also released from the nose. Now we will talk about the respiratory system. So about the respiratory system, before talking about the respiratory system, we will just see the organs of the respiratory system of humans. So what are the respiratory systems of the human contain? So the human respiratory system consists of nose, trachea, bronchioles, lungs, diaphragm. So it contains 5 major parts: nostrils or nose, trachea, bronchioles, lungs and diaphragm. So human being, already all we know that human being breathe through their nose. So human being breathe in oxygen rich air through the nose. A human being breathe in oxygen rich air through the nose. This oxygen is transported to the lungs with the help of trachea or windpipe. So the trachea or windpipe transport the inhaled air to the lungs. This trachea or windpipe transport the inhaled air to the lungs, situated in the chest cavity, means in the chest. A bony structure we have seen in our when we see this diagram of a skeleton, a structure of bones which form a cage-like structure, protect the lungs. So a bony structure called the rib cage protect the lungs. It also provides support to the lungs and help to take in and remove air from the lungs. Each lungs, just we will see, each lungs is made up of large number of sac-like structure called the alveoli. See, these are the alveoli. These are the alveoli. So each lung is made up of large number of sac-like structure called the alveoli, which is surrounded by a large number of blood capillaries, providing sufficient blood supply. It is in the alveoli that the exchange of gases, oxygen and carbon dioxide occurs. So here in the alveolis, oxygen is sent to the blood capillaries, and from the blood capillaries carbon dioxide is sent to the alveoli, and through the alveoli it is sent back to the nose. So in the alveoli, what happens? In alveoli there are the capillaries, and in capillaries oxygen is taken in from the alveoli and carbon dioxide is sent to the alveoli, and from the alveoli it is sent back to the nose. So you can see here these are the alveoli in the body of the lungs. So after finally there is the last important part of the respiratory system is the diaphragm. The last important part of the respiratory system is a diaphragm. What is a diaphragm? Diaphragm is a dome shaped muscles present beneath the lungs. See, this is diagram. It is a dome shaped muscles just present below the lungs. So what's a diaphragm? Diaphragm is a dome shaped muscles present beneath the lungs. So when the diaphragm during inhalation, the diaphragm contracts. During inhalation, the diaphragm contracts, that is moved downwards to allow air into the lung. When diaphragm contracts, the lung expands. When diaphragm contracts, lungs expand and oxygen is filled inside the air, and oxygen is filled inside the lungs, and air is filled inside the lungs. And when the diaphragm expand, so the lungs contract and the gases are sent out of the nose. So during inhalation, the diaphragm contracts to allow air into the lungs. Oxygen from inhaled air is taken up by the blood present within the blood vessels in the lung. The blood transport oxygen to the different cell of the body. The blood transport oxygen to the different cells of the body. It also carries waste in the form of water and carbon dioxide back to the lungs. During exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes. During the exhalation, the diaphragm relaxes, that is move upwards, and carbon dioxide rich air is pushed out of the lungs. So during exhalation, the diaphragm get relaxed and carbon dioxide is moved out of the body. So just these exercises we are going to discuss in this video. I will not give separately, so just to listen properly and fill it. So what is a breathing? Breathing involves exhalation and inhalation. I am just using. So what is a breathing? Breathing involves exhalation and inhalation. Respiration releases energy from food. Lungs, respiratory organ in mammals. Gills take oxygen from water. Diaphragm helps in inhalation and exhalation. Again I am repeating, breathing involves inhalation and exhalation. Respiration releases energy from food. Lungs take up oxygen from water. Gills, lungs, respiratory organ in mammals. Gills take up oxygen from water. Diaphragm helps in inhalation and exhalation. Next, true and false. In earthworm, exchange of gases takes place through tiny holes called spiracles. False. In earthworm, the exchange of gases takes place through the moist skin. Insects breathe with the help of their moist skin. False. They breathe through spiracles. A frog is able to breathe in water with the help of gills. False. A fish breathes through its moist skin. False. Diaphragm is meant to allow it true. So all above four are false. Only last one is true. So here my chapter, this explanation I am going to stop. Next you have to read the chapter and prepare for the next class.